Hello fellow human, hope you guys have a great day and let's read some r/I don't work here lady stories. To the first one. No, you can't call me in. I don't work for you anymore. I used to work for a small family-owned restaurant and they were honestly awful. Their adult kids all worked for them too and they were spoiled and very bossy. And of course, favorite over all the non-related staff. I should have listened to the huge red flag at the interview where they said that they go through a lot of staff other than the kids because everyone they hire is stupid and doesn't last long. They treated me terribly, yelling at me for small things, making me do horrible gross jobs that no one else wants to do, and putting me down constantly. I even had several customers ask for the owners to tell them specifically how good my service was. They would brush it off and tell me the customer was wrong. One time, I called in sick because I was vomiting. I was told, "No, you're coming in. Sometimes we feel sick too, but we still make the effort." And I was like, no, I will vomit. Pretty sure I can't be working in a food place tonight. They hung up on me. After 2 months, I'd had enough and I quit. This was almost 2 years ago. A little while ago, I was out just browsing some shops when I got a phone call from an unknown number. I had deleted the owner's contact info, so I had no idea it was her. Me, hello? Owner, hello, OP. Can you work tonight? Me, sorry, who is this? Owner, well, this is her name. I need you to work tonight. We are very busy. 6:30, okay? Me, I don't work for you anymore? Owner, oh yes you do. You need to come in at 6:30. Me, no, sorry. I resigned like ages ago and I'm not available anyway. Bye. I hung up and she tried calling me back 3 times, then sent me a text that said, yes you are, 6:30. I blocked her number and went about my day. I think you should have said yes and would in fact be there in like 5 minutes early. On to the second story. Waiting to hear from a complaint made about me to my old job. I used to work at a mobile phone retail store in a local town. Pretty small town, so after about 1 to 2 years, you get familiar with the customers. This helps for repeat business. Now, there's only one lady customer who doesn't understand personal space for one and just wants everything doing for her. Whenever I have served her, she sits right next to you, stands over your shoulder, and almost walked into the back with me once while getting her new phone. I already dislike her, as one night after work we went to the local pub for steak night and pint. I see her in my peripheral vision, beelining towards me as I'm about to eat. She says she just saw me and wanted to say hi. Before I can say hi back, she says there's a problem with her phone and thrusts it almost into my hands while food is underneath me. I explain I'm just eating, but she says it's just a quick question. Nothing seems to register to her that I'm not in work, I'm eating my food, and that I don't want to help her right now. But it's a pretty easy fix, and after a minute, it is sorted. At this point, I make aware my drink has run out in the hope that she would offer to buy her something, but no. She just takes the phone with a quick thanks and goes off to her table. So, I see her a couple of days ago as I'm walking the dog. The dog normally goes to the toilet while I walk, so I'm currently holding one poo bag and the lead. Again, beelines straight for me. Now, I've not worked there for a few months now, and regular customers have started to realize this. She doesn't even say hi this time and just whips her phone out, states that I didn't give her the best deal when she came in last week and the phone is starting to act faulty. I apologize that I don't work there anymore and she starts an actual rant at me on the street about how I just take her money, what has she been paying for, etc. Not in the mood for it, I just tell her I don't work there. I change jobs before Christmas and pull her up on being rude, just assuming I would help because it's outside of work hours as well. She states to me that it is in my job description once I have sold her a phone to always be available as that's what service she's paying for. I gesture to her the poo bag and say this is the only crap I can give right now. Her face is a picture. Actual stunned, wide-mouthed O. I tell her if she's not happy, go to the shop and carry on walking. She shouts outrage and makes it clear that I will receive an official complaint not only to the shop but to Trading Standards and to the local newspaper. So it should be fun to see if anything comes up from it. Well, I commend you for not hitting her in the face with a poop bag. Like, really? The third story. I don't work here, I just have the flu. Now, this happened a few years ago, so nothing is verbatim. I work a 24/7 roster in healthcare in a medium-sized hospital. This particular year, the flu shot everyone got missed a big one. As a result, everybody had the flu. Staffs are dropping like flies either from having the flu or looking after kids with the flu. Our department was running lean on staff already, so this wiped us out. As a dude with no kids who wasn't dying a slow sniffle death, I was suddenly in high demand to cover all the shifts. This resulted in a solid 21-day period of covering all the overnights, 10-hour shifts with the minimum required rest periods. It sounds bad, but honestly, it wasn't too terrible. A lot of flu patients in beds don't really require my department too frequently, so I made lots of overtime without being worked to death. But that last week, the flu finally caught up with me. The symptoms were pretty mild though, up until my last overnight. Suddenly, all my symptoms were dialed right up. Mild sniffles and sore throat to hacking cough, fevers, blocked sinuses, and vomiting for the last 4 hours of my last shift. Joy! One of the ED doctors was nice enough to check me out, diagnosed the flu with an added bonus of bacterial sinus and chest infection. He wrote me a very generous sick note and sent me on my way with a prescription for antibiotics for chest infection. So off I go to the nearest pharmacy before running home and hiding from the world for 72 hours. So there I am waiting for my meds to be filled aimlessly, walking the aisles. If I sat down, I was gonna go to sleep with my trusty basket that is slowly filling with purchases one makes when sleep deprived and ill. Lozenges, nasal spray, those diabetic jelly beans, why not? And of course, a bulk mixed pack of Band-Aids cause the 500 I have under the sink might not be enough. But then I see them, my girlfriend's brand of pads are on special. The girlfriend I haven't seen properly in 3 weeks. Boyfriend points could be earned here. I mean, what girl doesn't see the romance in a 12 packs of pads? I'm scooping those suckers off the shelf like a madman, a row at a time. But in my exuberance, I accidentally knocked some of the wrong sort of pads onto the ground. Wrong wings or something like that. Anyhow, I bent over and start returning the dropped pads to the display when I feel a sharp jab to my shoulder. I'm a bit startled, with my face so gummed up my hearing is shot and I didn't even hear anyone approaching. I come out with my crotch pads still in my hand and turn to face an old lady in her, I guess, early 70s, here on out will be called OL. Conversation was not verbatim as this was years ago. OL. Excuse me, but I need help finding product that I cannot remember. Me, shuffling to the side a bit so I'm not taking up the whole aisle. Sorry, I haven't seen any product I can't remember. OL, a bit huffy. Well, do you think you could look for it? Me, still not getting it. No? I mean, I'm just here putting these pads away. You could try finding someone that works here, I'm just shopping. Now, OL looks pointedly at the pads still in my hands, my hospital lanyard hanging around my neck, and my Noah's Ark-like basket of goodies. Then she abruptly turns around and walks away. I just sort of shrug and go back to putting back the wrong pads. Thanks to a coughing fit, I'm still doing just that when OL returns with a man in his 40s. MAM from here on out. MAM. Are you the guy who refused to help my mother? I finally finished putting those freaking pads away and turned to face MAM. OL is standing a little behind him with a decidedly smug look on her face. Me. Look guys, I honestly don't know where product I cannot remember is. I'm just here for my meds and doing a little shopping. MAM shakes his head a bit and then gets right into my personal space. OL shuffles forward with him, so now we're all way too close for comfort in this crumpled aisle. MAM. Look, son, it's one thing to be lazy, but don't be stupid too. If you're gonna slack off, at least take off the evidence. And with that, he reached out and grabbed my lanyard with a hard yank. Now, my fellow hospital peeps will be aware that we wear breakaway lanyards so that patients can't strangle us. So I think maybe he was trying to give me a jolt. Gotta get those lazy Gen Y people to pay attention, don't you know? But all he ended up with my hospital ID. Now, at this point, I'm getting angry. Certain swear words are about to get spoken, but abruptly, my body lets me know I'm gonna sneeze. Like the good hospital pleb I am, my arm comes up so I can sneeze into my elbow. MAM, still confused by the breakaway lanyard, sees this and thinks I'm throwing the world's worst punch. He grabs my arm with his left hand, and we share a brief look of confusion before my eyes start to cross. Now, here's where my bag of ducks, which is already depleted by weeks without a break, runs completely dry. I don't turn away like a polite person would. Nope, I take aim. The sneeze is a big one. I spray MAM with snot and saliva. The first salvo of sinus infection green paints his face, and the second his coat. MAM lets go of my arms and kinda swivels so that the third blouse catches OL a glancing blow. I come out of the headbrush you get after sneezing to see MAM dry retching. Pretty sure some got in his mouth, and OL just sort of staring at me with her mouth doing that goldfish thing. My ID is on the floor, MAM have just dropped it. So I grab my basket, and push past MAM and OL while they're still reeling from my biological attack. Me. Well, I already told you, I don't work here, I just have the flu. What kind of a-holes harass someone with the flu? And with that, I bravely hid right next to the pharmacy desk until my prescription was filled. I really hope OL and MAM enjoyed that flu season just as much as I did. And hey, at least I didn't puke on them, right? Well, that was gross and entertaining at the same time. Awesome! The fourth story. No, I'm not asleep on the job, lady. I'm just regular asleep. I work as a videographer, filming kids' dance performances and making DVDs for parents to buy and maybe watch once, then store in their attic and never watch again. I have a tripod with a camera and a little table set up in the back row of seats in the theater with a DVD and a small monitor. I get the most work during dance competitions, where they have 1 to 2 whole weeks of dance performances from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. and I can get incredibly boring and tiring, as you can probably imagine. One day, I had been working for about 5 days straight and was running very low on sleep. For me to legally be able to film the performances before each section starts, I have to get a signed form from any parents that want their child's performance filmed. So when I had a 4 hours section that none of the parents wanted filmed, I was super happy and I decided to rest my head and my arms on my little table waiting for the next section. I must have been asleep for about 20 to 30 minutes when suddenly I woke up to a theater full of dances moms turned around, staring at me and loudly whispering, "Wake up! Wake up!" I slowly rose my head, confused as all hell, and locked eyes with one particularly angry dance mom. I should mention here that dance moms can be a fickle beast to deal with if you get anything wrong with their child's video. They are not a happy breed. When I locked eye with the lady, she spat the sentence, "Wake the duck up and do your job. My little girl has been on stage for 5 minutes waiting for you to turn their ducking music and lights on." To which I appropriately replied, "Well, this camera doesn't operate the lights and music. You might want to talk to the tech crew for that." And then I went back to sleep. A few minutes later, the tech crew must have sorted out their issues and the kid did her performance. After the section has finished, the angry mother came up to me and demanded that I give her a free DVD of her child's performance to apologize for the tech screw-up. Still, somehow blissfully unaware that I'm a private contractor, not affiliated with the theater or the tech crew, and I decided it was too difficult to explain how dumb she was, so I gave her a blank DVD, apologized, and told her to enjoy watching back the performance again. I doubt she'll watch the bloody DVD anyway. Nobody ever does. Well, this almost belongs in r/petty revenge. You know that mom is going to spend hours wondering why the DVD isn't working. She may even lose sleep over it. Nice. The fifth story. Mate, this is a gym, not a crash, and it's a public holiday. Ducking hell, did this really just happen? So I'm typing this while it's walking home from my gym where this just occurred, and I'm gobsmacked to say the least. Let's set the scene. It's 3 p.m.-ish on a Friday public holiday afternoon, bank holiday for you Brits, and I'm at the gym doing my cardio. because I'm probably going to eat like a wild beast at the AFL Grand Final party I'm going to tomorrow. As it's a public holiday, the gym isn't staffed, you need to use your member key to get in, and there's a barricade in front of the gym shop. Pretty obvious there's no staff here. So, I've got my headphones in, going hard on the stair machine, when in walks in self-obsessed dad, SOD, and his kid, a boy who looks to be around like 7. SOD heads straight for the weights at the back of the gym, and his kid follows him trying to get his attention. SOD is having none of it and tells the kid to screw off for a bit. So the kid, roaming around the gym, goes on the bike for a bit, then decides to jump on the stair machine next to mine. Now, I'm 22 female, not good with kids, so I really don't want to have to keep an eye on the kid whilst his dad is busy taking gym selfies in the back between reps. But I'm not a total duckhead, so when the kid turns the machine up too high and starts looking incredibly close to stacking it, I show him how to slow it down. Kid thanks me and asks me how to use the Netflix on the machine. I tell him it's disabled because there's no staff here. He's cool with that. So, after a slightly more anxiety-riddled workout than I would have liked, from having to watch someone else's kid because they're too busy being self-indulgent, I finish up and grab my stuff to leave, and that's where I hear it. Hey, where do you think you're going? I turn, and I'm face to face with SOD, who looks like his roid rage is about to make him start foaming at the gob. Then, this exchange occurs. Me, home? SOD. What do you mean you're going home? I need you to watch my son. Me, well, sorry, mate. Well, that is not really my responsibility. SOD. Oh, ducking out of this. You work here. Me, well, mate, it is a public holiday. There's no staff here. That is why you had to scan your key at the door instead of at the desk. I do not work here. And even if I worked here, this is a gym, not a crash. SOD. If you don't work here, then why do you help my son use the machine then, huh? Me. So he wouldn't fall off of it because you weren't paying attention to him. The kid comes back now from screwing around with the water cooler and tells SOD, who's still yelling about how I must work here if I know how the cardio machine works. Then I don't work there because I don't know how to start up the Netflix. So I take the opportunity to tell SOD to have a good one and bugger off before he starts spewing more vitriol at me. Although I do hear him call me a ducking smart butt little tramp. I do not argue this as it's pretty much ducking spot on. Sorry for watching your kid whilst you are too busy taking child-free gym selfies for your Tinder profile so you can score a chick to root in your banked up Commodore, SOD. I hope whatever team you barrack for gets ducking pummel tomorrow. Update. I went back to the gym this morning as I'm preempting eating a monumental ducking ton of absolute junk during the game and reported SOD to the actual staff. Said report was met with ducking Dave and an assurance that they will look into it on Monday. Good on you for making sure the kid didn't injure himself. The dad's setting a horrendous example for how to treat people though. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.